This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Well, good evening, everybody. It is T&L time. Welcome to Heroes Stadium on San Antonio's north side for Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. It's the Gucci Bowl, Churchill and Clark. Good evening, everyone. I'm Don Harris, along with my broadcast partner, Chuck McIntyre, down on the field. Chuck, Gucci Bowl 38, 11 in a row for the Churchill Chargers, but this is always a backyard brawl. Doesn't matter what the records are, and that's going to be the case again tonight.
Well, Don, I hate to be the old guy in the bunch, but clearly I am. I mean, as if this rivalry could have any more juice to it, right? I mean, the winner of this game tonight for the first time ever is going to have a league win. So, I mean, as storied a rivalry as this has been, both of these teams are itching to get their first district victory, and I'm here for every single ounce of it. This is as good as it gets, Clark and Churchill.
That's exactly right. Remember, the Cougars moved over to District 28 6A a couple of years ago, and this game that always kicked off the season as the first game of the year now is midway through the season, but it's a district game, and you can tell talking to both teams how important it is, and for Clark even more so, to try and snap this 11-game losing streak to Churchill. And for the Cougars, it all starts with running back Nikos Varelis. This guy, talk about a bell cow, he carries the load for the Cougars.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, they got Chris Gertz too, so they're really skilled at the running back position. And Nikos Varelis, this young man is accounted for roughly 1/3 of Clark's total offense this year. So suffices to say, we will probably be seeing a lot of this guy tonight.
Trying to stop him, leading that Charger defense up front. Their nose guard, Blake Dworkin.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a real challenge for this Churchill defense, trying to stop this high-octane Clark offense, and I'm pretty sure Blake Dworkin is up for the challenge. This dude's a stud. Great football instincts, strong, a really fine football player, the kind of guy that reads and can get off blocks quickly and make plays. This guy's the heart and soul of this Churchill defense.
All right, we got to get to commercial break because, Chuck, I know you got to join choir practice there. I hear it behind you. When we come back, we've got our Taco Cabana keys to the game, the Gucci Bowl from Heroes. Stay with us.
Three, two, one. Okay, cool.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back to the Gucci Bowl, Heroes Stadium, where tonight, Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, Clark taking on Churchill in the 38th meeting right now. Time for our keys to the game, brought to you by Taco Cabana. And Chuck, let's start with J.L. Geist and the Cougars.
Yeah, when I called Clark this week, Don, I said, hey, Coach, I need some keys to victory. He goes, narrow it down to just 3. We do 5 keys on both sides of the ball each and every week and 4 on special teams. But there you go. Win the explosives, win the turnover battle, and be better on special teams than they were a week ago.
Here's Coach Geist.
I like the way our guys play the game. Our record right now, it doesn't really determine where we're going to end up or who we are as a team. We talk every week about, that game doesn't define you, because we've got a game next week and we want to be better every week. And so that's what I've been pleased with is, we're making mistakes in key moments and we got to clean that up. But the way our kids are playing, how hard they're playing together, how well they understand what we're trying to do offensively, defensively, and special teams, I'm really pleased with the way they go out and represent our school.
All right, as for the Churchill Chargers, Coach Ron Harris's Chargers winless so far, but that doesn't tell the story, Chuck. They've had a tough schedule, so what are their keys tonight?
Well, I think they realize just how potent this Clark offense can be, so they want to limit the explosives, and if they don't win the turnover margin tonight, they might be in for a long night. And then they know, too, if they take advantage of some things on special teams, they might be able to steal a score here and there.
Here's Coach Ron Harris, no relation.
The kids are still bought in, they're still working hard, they're competing like crazy every snap, and that's what you can ask for. And the rest of it will come with game experience and, you know, hopefully learning lessons from each of these weeks, and, you know, carry over and prove beneficial going forward.
All you need is Churchill Clark to motivate both teams. It's the Gucci Bowl. When we come back, we'll have our national anthem, and we'll kick it off from Heroes.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
About ready to kick off. First, let's have our national anthem. Here's public address announcer Josh Villarreal. J.L. Geis getting his Clark Cougars ready for kickoff. Churchill won the toss, deferred to the second half. So the Cougars will get it first. Coach Geis coming over to Clark a couple of years ago from the Houston area, and he's done a nice job turning this program around. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick on the sideline. Zach?
Hey, Don. The student sections are fired up for this one. The Winston Churchill student section right behind us getting loud for kickoff here. Keeping an eye on the kickers during pregame. We had a last-second field goal that sealed things last week, and both these kickers for both sides were good from 40-plus out. So we'll see if that comes down to the wire here for the 2021 Gucci Bowl tonight. Guys?
All right, thank you very much. It is time for our Rhino Roofers first half kickoff. Doing the honors, Cameron Van Proyen. Kicking off for Churchill, soccer star. Handles the punting duties as well for the Chargers. And back to receive for the Clark Cougars. A couple of their best athletes, Nikos Varelas, who we talked about in the pregame, Ethan Reed and Kaimani Paulino, also very dangerous. Van Proyen will kick it away. Nice high kick that'll back him up all the way to the goal line. They're going to bring it out. Churchill's got guys down there, and they get him inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Ethan Reed made that decision at the goal line, and so Clark will set up shop right at the 15-yard line. Quarterbacking the Cougars is Nick Lee. He's a junior. He came in as a replacement for Luke Childs, who was injured in the Reagan game. And so far, he's thrown for 6 touchdowns on the year, put up some nice numbers as he leads that Cougar offense. As we talked about, Varelis and Gertz, the main 2 guys they like to go to on the ground. Instead, Lee wants to throw it, has plenty of time, now unloads it. Ball thrown up in the air and caught. Great catch by Michael Vasquez. Michael DeHoyo on the coverage, but that is going to be a first down.
Clark wants to be aggressive early. They didn't quite get the look they were hoping for on the first play of the game, but Nick Lee very patient, making you-know-what out of you-know-what right there. Excellent job being patient, and then an even better play on the back end with the reception.
That's a South Texas Votech first down for the Cougs. They'll run it here on first down. Inside off tackle for about 4 is Chris Gertz.
Gertz is having a great year too. I mean, it's quite a luxury to have some of these guys that played a lot as sophomores for the Clark Cougars, and now it's like essentially having 2 senior classes with the mix of seniors and juniors that they have in 2021.
Varelis and Gertz both have scored touchdowns receiving the ball, so they like to throw the football to their running backs. 4 wides here, going in motion is Paulino. They'll hand it off inside. The Churchill defense all over that as Gertz is met by the guy that we talked about early in this football game, Blake Dworkin, right up there clogging up the middle as we take a look at the Clark offense. Again, they are a 2-headed attack on the ground. Varelis with 40 carries on the year, Gertz with 64, and they're led up front by Eddie Softjay, a second-team all-district performer. Started last year as a sophomore, big number 61. So it's 3rd down and 6 now for the Cougars, looking to move the sticks. Lee with a straight drop, looks to his left, fires out, and it's incomplete, a little high for Ethan Reed. That'll set up 4th down and 6, and J.L. Geist runs out his punt group.
That's a really good start to this football game with a Charger defense, and man, Coach Geist extremely complimentary of the job that Coach Harris and his staff do every year. He said their defense, you just don't know what you're going to get each and every week. They're so well coached. They give you a bunch of different looks, and they're going to try to take advantage of some of those when they can, but a good first start for Churchill.
Ty Carlton will kick it away. Jacob Coolbaugh will let it roll out of bounds right at about the 20-yard line, and for the first time tonight, we will see that Charger offense led by quarterback Merrick Manwaring. He's a junior, no touchdowns passing this season, and for the majority of their offense so far this season, it's gone through Tremont Moore, the running back, number 23. He's a junior as well. And the Chargers will have it here 1st and 10 at the 22. Coolball in motion. Instead, they hand right up the middle to Moore. Looks like he's got about 2. And here's your Charger starting lineup. Tremont Moore, the running back that we talked about. Fairly young offensive line. 4 out of the 5 are juniors leading the way. Ryan Vigil is their leading receiver. Baron Garner also involved in the passing game. 2nd down, they fire out, caught, good coverage by Clark. Ryan Vigil makes the catch. Diego Alexander with good coverage tackles him after a gain of another about 3. It'll set up 3rd down and about 4.
Well, that's good news for the Chargers right away, because Vigil got hurt last week and he was questionable for tonight's game, but here he is, already a factor in the first series of the ball game.
There's another Gertz on that defensive side of the ball for the Cougars. Luke, number 25, back in that secondary, and they've got a lot of leadership on that defense, including the district newcomer of the year last year, Brock Rumzimski. That one's going nowhere. Up front and stuffed on 3rd down. Dworkin in there. They also brought Jack Green. No, not that Jack Green, Chuck.
Let's not forget big number 41, Jake Morales, also helping to finish that one off. Good surge by the front seven of the Cougs there on third down.
So Ron Harris runs out his punt team. This is Cameron Van Proyen, the kicker, kicked off with the Chargers. Good snap. Does that little side angle stuff, and look at this rocket off the foot of Van Proyen, backing him up all the way to the 20-yard line. The Chargers with good coverage, and they're going to bring him down right at about the 21. What a punt. We're coming back. It's 0-0 right after this. Welcome back. That's the Deno Resus Dental and Braces smile cam. Let's take a look at the Churchill Charger cheerleaders. They're fired up after that 53-yard rocket off the foot of Cameron Van Proyen. Back in the Cougars all the way up to about their 18-yard line.
Well, nice to have a weapon like that, right? Tilt the field in favor of your squad if you're all backed up. And then good coverage on the back end as well.
To South Texas Votech, first down, inside handoff, right up the middle, and punishing the defenders is Nico Varelis. Looked like he was seeking out somebody to run over. Second down at about 6. Another handoff, good space here across the 30 for a Sotec first down. Chris Gertz on the carry, and there you see Jacob Coolbaugh, number 14, leading that Churchill defense. If the name sounds familiar, it is the same Coolbaugh family. His dad, the late great Mike Coolbaugh, who wore that same number 14 as a quarterback at Roosevelt back in the late 80s and was a Major League Baseball player. Pass thrown again high. Kind of the 3rd and 6 play they ran on the last series. A little too tall for Ethan Reed.
Well, watching these Clark quarterbacks, all of them, kind of reminded me of what we saw last week. Watching Judson, Don, I mean, they've got some quarterbacks at their size and their arm strength. It seems like they got one stacked right behind the other, and clearly Nick Lee's showing off the gun here early.
So it's second down and 10. He ran a little bootleg right, got a man wide open. It's his tight end, and he completes it across midfield. Cameron Adams was wide open. Nice little play call there by the Clark offensive staff and executed perfectly by Lee.
Yeah, got to really tip your cap to Cameron Adams running a really nice route, getting past the second line of defense and able to find some open space to make the catch. Big first down for Clark.
South Texas Votech first down for the Cougars, who are on the move, driving inside Churchill territory. Ball spotted at the 44. Lee hands it to Varelis. He's got about 7 more. Stumbles across the 35, so that's going to be more like 9. It'll be second down and a long one.
Well, this Clark Cougar football team, we're talking to Ron Harris this week, the Churchill head coach, and he said, look, this is the best 1-3 team in the entire area. And, that would be something, I'm prone to hyperbole, but that's coming from the Churchill coach based on what he's seen so far through a month of the season. Nice
little stutter step to hit the hole is Varelis. A lot of Sincere McCormick little move there, dancing to his left to find the hole, and then a nice burst to pick up the South Texas Votech first down. We talked about Jacob Coolbaugh, top 10% in his class. Of course, he's a baseball player like his dad was. Going to study biochem at Arkansas, and of course he's been elected captain. Natural athlete, 2-sport star. Lee fires over the middle, that's caught. Coolbaugh going to try to bring down that big tight end. Cameron Adams does, but another big gain, and the Cougars are on the move.
A really attack-style offense here on this drive. Just finding the soft spots right now, and Nick Lee doing a very good job standing tall in the pocket, and then bam, that's a hair trigger release and on target.
3 receivers to the right inside the Central Med red zone here. Lee gonna hand it to the left, wide open space to the 5, touchdown Cougars. It's Chris Gertz, and Clark takes a 6-0 lead here in the Gucci Bowl.
Wow, just a little misdirection type handoff, and we're looking at Chris Gertz was waiting for somebody to run into him.
Another good misdirection play design. They had the bootleg earlier that completed it to Adams, and now they kind of misdirection going the other way as Mike Araklian comes on to kick the extra point. And it's good. It's the Gucci Bowl, and it's the Cougs who've lost 11 in a row to Churchill, getting first blood here, 7-0 Clark.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
Welcome back. Chris Gertz, get a little drink of water there, celebrating that touchdown as Clark goes on top first, capping off an 8-play, 82-yard drive. And it's officially a 12-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, Allen Hill talking to his guys on offense. That was just a bunch of nice plays and really good execution by the Cougs to take the lead in this ball game.
It's Ty Webb back to receive the kick. Kick's good all the way down to the 2. Churchill will let it go into the end zone, and they'll have another offensive series here. Manwaring runs out the Churchill offense. Clark's rushing game coming into this game has been very impressive, and boy, on that drive, it seemed like Churchill had all that momentum after that great punt by Van Proy and backed him all the way up to the 18, but they just methodically marched down the field with a mix of run and passing. Very impressive drive there by the Cougars. Coming in motion this way, instead Manwaring rolls to his right, fires, and just throws it out of bounds as he was being pursued by a couple of Cougars over there, doing a good job. Diego Alexander on the coverage.
Yeah, Clark getting nice pressure, but I really like Manwaring's patience there. I mean, he was waiting for the last second, hoping a receiver would flash. He did not, so he decided to chuck it out of bounds and play for second down.
And he paid for it too, as that hit came right as he released the ball. Inside handoff, second down and 10. Picks off about a yard. It's Cade Garza.
Ty Harold, bunch of guys playing really, really fast and downhill for these Cougars so far early in this football game. 44 is a tree. Look at that guy. A sequoia.
So that sets up 3rd and 9 for Manwaring. Clark showing blitz. They don't bring it. He fires out in the flat. That's caught and got space. Across the 50 is Nick Karam. Clark took a gamble on that route, and it almost cost him 6.
Well, really good job spinning out of this catch by Karam. Look at that. I thought he was going to the house, but outstanding hustle on the back end of this Clark defense to keep that thing from going all the way for 6 points.
Jack Green always hustling. 1st and 10. South Texas Votech first down, and that one's going nowhere. Cade Garza wrapped up in the backfield. Good penetration by that interior Cougar defensive line.
Well, we already talked about 44, but mercy. Chris Getz and a whole bunch of other Cougs back there meeting at the ball carrier.
Renzo Espino first one there. And there you see Luke Getz, just a sophomore, younger brother of Chris. Sets up second down and 13. Man wearing boots this way, completes it. And out of bounds around the 40-yard line, and Ryan Vigil. Diego Alexander forced him out.
Really good play call that time by Churchill. I mean, you see what's going on up front and the push that Clark is getting out of their 3-4 defense. I mean, these guys are really off to a good start in terms of creating pressure and playing on the other end of the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 4. Looks like the Chargers had a tough time getting started. Almost had a false start. And again, good penetration by Clark. Ethan Rayfield, the all-district performer, shooting the gap, making a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, setting up a 4th down. And we'll see Cameron Van Proyen again, the punter, who, by the way, shout out to the Van Proyen family watching this in Michigan. Grandparents, aunts and uncles tuning in on the internet, watching tonight's game on CW35.com, watching their grandson after a 53-yarder this time. Now he's just going to try to kill it inside the 10, and does. Right at about the 7-yard line. That's where Nico Varelis calls the fair catch. Cougar football when we come back.
San Antonio and TNL fans, it's TC time at Taco Cabana. Select TC breakfast tacos are 2 for $3, only during breakfast hours. Choose from bacon, egg, and cheese, potato, egg, and cheese, or eggs a la Mexicana. Add a coffee or a 20-ounce drink for just $1 more. Select lunch and dinner tacos are 2 for $4. Choose from chicken fajita, shredded chicken, or ground beef. Add a 20-ounce drink for just $1 more. Stop by any Taco Cabana and enjoy TC time today, or have them delivered using the new Taco Cabana app.
Welcome back. Uh-oh, breaking a tackle, off to the races. What a play by Chris Gertz. He's the young man that scored the touchdown. And that just popped open after a missed tackle.
Well, again, it's the right side. This Jacob Navarro guy is having one heck of an early start to this game. Jordan Sanchez, Tyreek Gunthorpe, right side of this Clark offensive line doing the job there, and of course, Gertz doing the rest.
52 yards on just 5 carries so far. It's another South Texas Votech first down for the Cougars, who will snap it from the 36. Lee claps his hands, runs right. This is a quarterback run all the way, and Churchill's got good pursuit there, and a good team pursuit, bring him down after a short game. Braden Fairchild credited for the tackle. Check that 92. If you straighten out your jersey, son, I can get your name right.
Dude, it wasn't like, remember we did Clark, I don't know, probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and they had like white numbers on them. It's like, no, I can live with what we're seeing tonight for sure.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. 2nd and 7. Here's Lee. Here's Gertz. And again, going nowhere. Good interior line play by the Chargers that time. That was Dworkin again. We talked about him pregame. He's a large man, and he's a good football player.
Coach Harris saying, this guy doesn't say a whole lot. He just lines up, beats you, gets back to the line of scrimmage, doesn't beat his chest, lines up, beats you, repeat. I mean, this guy is steady as they come and been a good player for a long time around these parts.
3rd down and 7, near the end of the first quarter here, less than a minute to play. Sun setting here at Heroes Stadium. And we had some movement. Or is it a timeout? Looks like Clark's going to take a timeout. And we are back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
Welcome back. Those Gucci Bowl shirts, always a part of this tradition for both schools. The 38th meeting, of course, really took off in the 90s and early 2000s with that cheerleader pizza eating contest the week of that always got out of hand, and all the trash talk going on but between the two schools. And although it's high school football not quite what it was as far as fan interest back in the 80s and 90s when this started, it is still very intense between these two schools, and maybe more so now than ever because of district standings on the line.
Can't argue that.
Lee wants to fire and just overshot his man, looking for Michael Vasquez. But Chuck, you talked about his gun earlier, man. That ball comes out of his hand fast and with some velocity.
Yeah, I mean, so he's, getting his feet wet too. I mean, let's not make any mistake about that. So there's going to be a few growing pains, but I mean, you got to like what he's doing. They're blocking it up nice for him, and he's making good reads. Just a little hot on that one. It's all right, it happens.
Jacob Coolbaugh back to receive the punt. Ty Carlton will do the honors. Coolbaugh stands at his 28. The punt is straight up in the air, short and out of bounds. This thing may have gone 10 yards. And we flash back to the very first T&L back in 2009.
Fake to Jones, and Greenbauer's going to take it himself and waltz right into the end zone for a touchdown. 15-yard touchdown, Greenbauer.
This is a great bunch of kids here, and it was a great football game. We played against a good team, and the kids did such a great job, I'm so proud of those kids.
That brings back some great memories. Ernie Zuniga on the call there. Hayden Greenbauer went off to have a great career at SMU as Jack Green blitzes in, and the Chargers going backwards. Merrick Manwaring was just suffocated by that Clark defense.
These guys are really getting after it tonight. Don, last week they gave up 42 points against Brandeis, but I was speaking for myself. I think Brandeis might be the best team we've seen so far this year in terms of one game. So the Clark offense really did a good job hanging tight, but it looks like these Clark defenders got a little something to prove tonight.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter. When we come back, we'll resume it with Clark on top, 7-zip here at Hero.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
End of one. Right outside the quarry here on the northeast side of San Antonio. Morgan's Wonderland nearby. Heroes Stadium. Beautiful football stadium here, built by the Northeast Independent School District. How about that flashback with no HD video? You thought it was 1979, but it was 2009. A little tough handle for Manwaring, rolling right, being pressured. Now just kind of throws it. Maybe, is there a late flag come in there? He got hit as he went out of bounds, but again, the Clark defense timing their contact perfectly.
They are, and good for Merrick Manwaring. I mean, he's just a junior too, getting his feet wet this year, and honestly, every single guy that he had as a receiver was bottled up in the secondary. I mean, Clark doing a really good job, not only with the front seven, but also their DBs as well.
So he's got his hands full here with 3rd and 18. Right near midfield is Manwaring. Run Coolbaugh in motion, wanted to throw it for him. Really nice design, right up the middle. picking up big yardage is Tremont Moore on a little misdirection screen. That's set up perfectly, and he almost broke it all the way.
Yeah, it really was, and he did a great job selling it to the very end, and then whoop, into 23's hands, and had to do a lot of that himself.
Ball came out late after he was down. See his stats, almost 7 yards a touch. And the Chargers have lined up Ryan Vigil in the Wildcat here. And now they're going to call a timeout. Churchill wanted to pull off some sort of surprise, and it didn't quite have the personnel look they wanted. And Harris is not happy about it. Burns a timeout and missed opportunity there on 4th down to catch the Cougars off guard. We'll see what they decide to do when we come back. Checking out our Reese's Dental and Braces Smile Cam. Gucci Bowl shirts on full display. 4th and 3, Churchill going for it.
Jacob Kubo in at wide receiver as they spread him out here on 4th down.
3 receivers to the right. Manwaring looking that way, fires right at the stick, and it's going to depend on the spot. And it looks to me like they're going to give it to him and they're going to move the sticks.
Really nice ball there by Merrick Manwaring, delivering on time and in the clutch on 4th down.
I don't think the Cougar coaches next door were really happy about the spot, but I thought it was a good call. I thought he got that line, his forward progress right there.
Yeah, we're right on the line, so it sure looked like he got it to me too.
Cowboys AC 1st down. Manwaring firing out into the flat. That's Vigil. Vigil strung out and dropped. Diego Alexander coming up nicely from his safety position. It's a loss on the play.
Churchill just kind of hanging around, right? I mean, things really haven't gone their way to this point, but they're making the most out of this drive right here, and their defense has certainly done a nice job getting that Clark offense off the field to give them this opportunity here as they try to tie the score.
Yeah, Manwaring's doing a nice job. I mean, he's taking a beating, holding on to the ball for a long period of time, but he's making good plays. Moore inside, Moore broke it. Moore on his feet for a gain of 8.
How about Keegan Bray, the center, and Josh Adetta up front? He's carving out just enough of a crease. Can't forget Jackson Cruz either. I mean, these guys are doing a nice job too on this drive.
Big 77 sealing off the hole there. And it is 3rd down and 3.
And Clark really stacking the box.
I think this will be 2-down territory. Inside to Moore. Moore's got the 1st down. Got a couple more as Churchill gets down to the 22-yard line. And now I feel like the Chargers have a little mojo going their way, going with tempo here and keeping the Cougar defense off balance a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, remember a couple of years ago, Churchill revamped its offense to become mostly a running football team, but they're a little more multiple this year, and that's a tribute to Merrick Manwaring's ability to play QB.
Cowboys AC 1st down. Manwaring straight back, under pressure now, and is running for his life. Fires into traffic. No flag, incomplete. And Ryan Vigil very upset, thought he was interfered with. Double coverage there. Manwaring trying to make something out of really nothing there.
I'll tell you, your boy Jack Green out there doing the job again, putting the heat on the QB. Kid's been all over the field tonight.
Second down and 10. Vigil goes left. Manwaring looks right. He's pressured. Got to get it out of his hands. Completes it. Moore stumbles down right at about the line of scrimmage. If this was the NFL, he might have scored. Nobody there to touch him down.
I don't think there's any question, Don. I mean, as you see, Manwaring taking a lot of heat again. That's been the refrain all night long. And, just able to, if he could have just kept his feet. You're right, I think he houses it, no doubt.
Manwaring doing a great job of saving plays. Just kind of scrappy. 3rd and long, though, here. Straight drop. Looking in the end zone. Fires on the slant, and it's incomplete. Had a man down there at the 2. Little contact, no call. Jeremiah Carroll, the intended receiver. Good coverage there by Lamar Hunter Jr.
Yeah, another one of these Clark defenders who's just a junior. And, you know, we've been talking about this now for Coach Geist and his team. He kind of grew them up and threw them to the Wolves early as sophomores. And a lot of these guys here in year 3 look like seasoned vets.
So Pierce Burns comes on to attempt a 39-yarder. He had a 42-yarder last week against Madison, and this is a good-looking kick. But it's right or short. It's no good, and Clark keeps the 7-0 lead. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Welcome back. Time for our Air Today game time weather, and it could not be a better night for football. 81 clear, 7-mile-an-hour breeze. Man, it's a good night for football. New set of downs for the Clark Cougars. Gertz right up the middle. He's a really good running back. Does a great job of changing direction and keeping his speed.
Again, just good blocking up front. Both of these offensive lines doing a nice job here running the football early in this football game. Sefji, Gonzalez, Sanchez, Navarro, and Gunthorpe left to right for the Cougs.
2nd and 3. Lee will hand it to Gertz again. This time he's strung out to the left side of the Churchill defense, and good job there by Brock Ramzinski, senior, making the tackle. It'll be 3rd and short. Cougs protecting that 7-0 lead here with 7 minutes to go in the half.
Just get the feeling that Clark's going to take a shot at some point. May not be here, but you know they're itching to test them deep. Got a little movement there, huh?
It's been a kind of a clean game. Haven't had many penalties, and that's the first penalty of the game. Statistician Nick Medina letting us know that.
Ball starts on the offense, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Meet Fred Juarez and his crew. First time we've heard from Fred, and we're almost halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Fella's doing a nice job calling the game as always. Let's see what Coach Geist and Coach Hill have for these Cougs here on 3rd down and 6.
Lee keeping it himself. Will he get there? He will not. We're right on the line, and it looks like he's going to be half a yard short. It'll be 4th down, deep on their own 31, and this is decision time.
I'll say this is,
especially after that spot.
This is Mike McCarthy going forward 4th in your territory, right?
This is the last 2 years. You see a lot of just we're going for it on 4th down, and they drew Churchill offsides. Let's see who they call it on. That's exactly what teams try to do. It never works, but it may have just worked there. And they're talking about what they saw. Was it offense? Was it defense? We have a consensus. Here's Fred.
Offsides, defense, 5 yards, 1st down.
So Churchill gives it to him without making the Cougars even have to get it on 4th and a long one, just by jumping. And a nice job by that Clark Cadence, drawing the Chargers offside by Lee. 1st down. Varelis, big yardage. Cowboys AC 1st down. Across the 45 all the way near the 50 before Coolball finally brings him down.
Sliding and gliding is Nikos Varelis. Outstanding run there. Again, we talked about both these running backs being a bulk of what Clark wants to do on offense.
Man comes in motion. And again, just carrying tacklers is Varelis. Two tough running backs here for this Clark offense. Both Gertz and Varelis kind of similar. 5'10", 180, 5'10", 190. Similar styles, both very tough and rugged. And Gertz with a really good ability to change directions.
Yeah, Gertz probably the faster of the two, but it is really hard to see with the naked eye. They're both very talented.
2nd and 5, inside 5 minutes. Lee's going to fire the slant. And a good catch going down low to get it is Kaimani Paulino. Nice grab going low.
Really was, and again, Nick Lee doing a good job too. I mean, that's a dangerous pass with that zone look that Churchill's giving, and you don't want to be high with that, and just give your receiver a chance to make a play. That's exactly what Kaimani Paulino did.
The Cowboys AC first down for the Cougars inside Churchill territory. Complete to the outside. That's Paulino again. And again, we see that ball coming quickly out of the hand of quarterback Nick Lee.
Ty Webb doing a really nice job of wrapping up too, because right now Churchill's playing a style of defense where they kind of want to bend but don't break. Don't give up any big plays right now. See if you can get Clark to stub its toe on this drive.
Another Cowboys AC first down for the Cougars. 25-yard line. Varelis picking up 5, maybe 6. Stumbling forward for even more. He'll set up 2nd down. And the Cougars moving quickly down the field, trying to get 6 more before halftime.
Yeah, chip away at the clock while you're at it. So this is kind of a death by 1,000 cuts kind of drive. Just very methodical, very patient, taking what's in front of you, and really running your offense to perfection.
2nd and 4. Reverse. Going the other way is Ethan Reed, and he's dropped. That's Dworkin blowing up the inside of that Clark offensive line, and big fella making a great play.
Already look at his helmet, before he games into the season. It's all battered and busted up, and just the kind of player that this guy is, has a nose for the football, as we talked about at the onset, just kind of sees things before they develop, and he's right there to make a play.
Big time play by Dworkin. Going to back the Cougars up. They were really moving quickly down the field, and now they're faced with 3rd and 13. 2:45 to play. Lee wants to throw it, escapes, now fires, and that ball might have been picked off. It's incomplete. They're going to call it incomplete, saying that he short hopped it. Ty Webb swears he caught it. So it'll be incomplete no matter what. No replay in high school football, but we'll see if Webb had a beef here. He might. Hands are underneath it.
Guys, I was standing right underneath the goalpost. It looked like he had his arms under it.
It looks to me like that's a catch.
And what it does is it gives Clark one more chance to pick up the sticks.
It's 4th down. Lee wants to throw, wants to go long, does, and overshoots the intended receivers. He took a shot at the end of that one, and Clark will come away with no points, and Churchill will get the football back with 2:26 to go. Hey, beyond the game, San Antonio Sports and Valero are recognizing teams that go beyond the game and have exhibited key values through their actions. To learn how parents and teachers and coaches can nominate those teams that are doing such great things in our community, just go to visit sanantoniosports.org. We bring you those stories every weekend on our family of stations. And again, here's Russ Bookbinder to tell you more.
Our high school coaches and middle school coaches work hard every day to teach our athletes great values, learn from the game, so they can get better at what they do on the field and off the field. Beyond the Game is a program that really recognizes high school and middle school teams for doing those things, getting out in their community and reflecting the values that their coaches are teaching them.
At Valero, we treat every day like game day. And this is a unique opportunity for Valero to support a program that showcases student athletes off the field who are building a foundation of these values: integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. So deeply rooted in Valero's culture and critical to success in life.
Sinclair Broadcasting Company, San Antonio Sports, and Valero are going to recognize teams on TV on CW35's Thursday Night Lights games, WOAI News 4 San Antonio, and Fox 29's morning shows and weekend sports shows, and on social media.
For over 40 years, Valero has given back to improve the quality of life in the communities where we live and work. Our employees have a passion for helping to build better communities and regularly share their time and talents. It's inspiring to see so many teams selflessly serving others, and we are proud to partner with Beyond the Game to recognize these outstanding students.
Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. Nominate your team today by going to sanantoniosports.org.
All right, thanks, guys. And speaking of Russ Bookbinder and San Antonio Sports, don't miss the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame ceremony, 9 o'clock this Saturday night on 4. That ball's complete, and off to the races is Churchill. Nick Karam to the 40, Karam to the 30. Great tackle from behind. Jack Green ran him down, but not before Karam picks up massive yardage, and Churchill's going to have a chance to score here before the half.
Wow, what a huge play to start this drive on. Again, tilt the field. Got a lot of guys in the box for Clark, and Churchill taking advantage. Missed tackle at the reception, and then 19 almost taking it to the house.
Saw that same type play earlier where Karam escaped the gambling defender. Manwaring throws outside, incomplete, intended for Jeremiah Carroll. Lamar Hunter with really good coverage all over. Inside 2 minutes, Churchill with 2 timeouts, Clark with 2.
Plenty of time, obviously. Let's see what Ron Harris and his offense decide they're going to do here on 2nd and 10.
4 wides with Moore in the backfield with Manwaring, who fires in the flat, caught and then dropped by Baron Garner. Ball a little low. He had to go down to the ground to try to get it, and that'll set up 3rd down and long. And they had a missed field goal on their last possession from 39 from Pierce Burns. And so it'll be interesting to see what the Chargers decide to do here. May depend on how much yardage they pick up here on 3rd down. Manwaring's been pressured all night. Inside handoff to Moore. It's a fake. Throws it outside. No flag. Incomplete. Ryan Vigil, the intended receiver, and they'll run out Van Proyen. Now Burns missed the last field goal. Remember, Van Proyen's the kickoff guy and the punter who had the 53-yarder. He's also the backup kicker, and after the miss by Burns, they're going to give Van Proyen a shot at a 40-yarder here.
Well, Ethan Rayfield did a really good job there on 3rd down closing.
This one's up, long, but it's wide left. Plenty of leg, but just pulled it to the left-hand side.
Jeepers, got a Schwarzenegger in that leg.
We're coming back. Churchill misses a chance to score again. Clark leads at 7-0 with 1:32 left.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
Welcome back. 1:27 left. The way these two teams have been playing, plenty of time for somebody to score.
Yeah, we talked about Clark's offense and how talented they are. And, again, both of these defenses, we got to salute them. We're here in a 7-0 game here, another 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Going quickly, by the way. 1:05 to play here in the half. See what Clark offensive coordinators want to call here. They'll hand it off to Chris Gertz as we go down to the sidelines, and Zach Hedrick. Zach?
Thanks, Don. Hey, coming up on the Bexar County Sheriff's halftime show, we've got performances from both bands tonight. They've been sounding good down here when they've been warming up. Good half of football so far. We'll catch up with the coaches before the second half and see what their thoughts are heading into the second half, guys.
All right, thanks. Always look forward to the halftime show. So we see that nice headwear by the Clark band, by the way. Third down. This pile is still moving. They have not whistled this thing. And you know what? He might have got the stick. Holy cow. Was that Gertz? That play lasted 10 seconds.
A human bowling ball. Barney Rubble.
I thought that thing was whistled dead 5 or 6 seconds before they did. And they may need to measure this. It looks like he's about 3 inches short, but they're gonna give him the first down. 11 seconds to go. Let's see that again, fellas. That was amazing. Chris Gertz, I thought was stopped for a 7-yard gain, and then an hour and a half later, we look up and that rugby scrum is still moving. Shows you the strength. He's right at the 30. And now he's at the 33. He's getting some help from his teammates. No whistle yet. That's rugby.
Look at Coach Geist over there crafting up a play here with 11 seconds left. And we'll see if Clark's got a little something here before we hit the break.
Gives us another chance to say a Cowboys AC first down. A little reverse handoff, a little counter. Varelis will take us to halftime. Or will it? Did I hear a whistle? With about 4 seconds to go. It looks like Clark's going to let their team run to the locker room, and that will be the end of the first half with the Clark Cougars in a slugfest, leading Churchill 7-0. When we come back, don't miss the halftime show. We always love the bands. Churchill's band, Clark. It's Gucci Bowl night at Hero Stadium. We're coming back with all the festivities right after this.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, Big City Plumbing, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Hero Stadium. 7-0 our halftime score. Clark leading Churchill at the break. It's been a dogfight between these two teams so far. Clark coming out with an early 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Churchill's missed a couple of field goals, but they've been moving the ball. It should be setting up for a great second half. Right now, the Clark Mighty Cougar High School Band taking the field for their halftime performance. Earlier this week, we caught up with their band director.
My name's Justin Murphy, and I've been with the program here at Clark this is my 10th year. It's good to be back, I can tell you that much. It's great to be back. It's great to have kids in the hallways again. It's really nice, I can tell you that much. Last year was so difficult. Marching is such a big deal for these kids, especially on the competitive side, and having that goal to work for has just really galvanized that group again. The program's called Empire State of Mind, and basically it's about impressions from New York. We open up with a song from the movie Motherless Brooklyn, and then it goes into kind of concert band work about cityscapes. The ballad is Empire State of Mind Part 2 by Alicia Keys. And then we close with New York, New York, which is from On the Town, under Bernstein piece. On Saturday, we go to Austin to Capital City marching contest. And then we'll go out to Heroes for Rough Rider. And then we'll go up back to Austin again to Westlake. And then we get into Region UIL after that.
Clark High School Marching Band looking sharp before they kick off their contest season, and it's time to vote for the Children's Hospital of San Antonio $5,000 band grant. If you'd like to vote for the Clark High School Band, text BAND7 to 44332. That's BAND7 with no spaces to 44332. Complete texting guidelines can be found at thecw35.com.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining the light on teams who model key values through their action. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond-the-game values. During spring break, the Marion High School baseball team spent a day at a local daycare where they played games and mentored young children while teaching them the fundamentals of baseball. The Memorial High School girls athletics teams came together and volunteered with the Health Collaborative and Salt Incorporated, helping pack and distribute food boxes to community members in need. These athletes demonstrated the beyond-the-game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Our halftime show continues on, and at the end of our T&L season, Vulcan Materials Company will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the student athletes that we feature on T&L this season. Let's meet this week's student athletes. Our scholar athlete from Clark High School is Ian Pumphrey. The senior cross-country runner has a GPA over 104.
I think one of the biggest things for me has always been just that feeling of accomplishment whenever I'm I'm looking back at the year and I'm like, I know I did as well as I could do.
Ian stays busy as a member of several different clubs, including the debate team. He was also a 3-year member of Scholars and Athletes Serving Others service organization.
I thought it would be cool just to get into world service, but it was also nice to work with my mom and that kind of stuff and bond in that way.
This year, he is serving as the president of the National Honor Society at Clark. He helped start a program last year which connected students learning virtually with those still on campus.
What we ended up doing is we actually set up this buddy program with NHS members, and then they'd be buddied up with special education students.
Ian says many of the friendships formed last year between students have carried over to this year.
Yeah, his name's Jose. He's on campus. I see him all the time. I'll say hi. He'll be like, hey, man. And so I'll give him a hug, and then he'll be like, it was nice seeing you and stuff.
Ian is a big music fan and wants to pursue a career in music journalism.
I really, really love music. This is a guitar amp behind me. My guitar's right there. The number one school I'm looking at is Columbia. Columbia is something that I've been wanting to go to since freshman year.
Our scholar athlete from Churchill High School is Danielle Peck. She ranks first out of a graduating class of 656 seniors.
I'm just so competitive with myself that I want to be the best at my school and the best in the state at everything I can be.
Danielle is a 4-year member of the varsity cross country and track and field teams, serving as the cross country captain for the last 3 years.
I've developed a passion for running, and it's been really fun.
During her freshman year, Danielle founded the Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society at Churchill.
One of my goals with the Math Honor Society was to get us involved not only in our school community, but just in our neighborhoods and get us out there.
During the pandemic last year, the group was looking for ways to help the community. They organized a food and shoe drive and donated more than 10,000 pounds of food and hundreds of pairs of shoes.
A few of us made the trip out there, and they were weighing the food, and it's not about the amount, it's about making a difference for us. So it was just great to see that our effort paid off.
Danielle is still deciding which university she'd like to attend, but she plans to continue running in college.
I really want to study biology in college. I do have future aspirations of going to medical school.
Who is Vulcan Materials Company? You see our trucks on roads all over San Antonio and the surrounding area. But what do we do? Well, our story began over 100 years ago, and today we are the nation's largest producer of aggregates. That's stone, sand, and gravel. Plus, we produce construction-based materials including asphalt and ready-mixed concrete, the stuff to build the roads you travel, the schools your kids attend, and the homes you live in. Everywhere you look, you will see our footprint. Our story is one built on the talent, dedication, and performance of our employees. Hardworking San Antonians just like you. Our mission is to be responsible stewards with respect to the safety and environmental impact of our operations and products. In other words, we want to be your good neighbor, doing the right thing, the right way, all the time. The Vulcan way. Who are we? We're the ones helping to build a rock-solid future in San Antonio. Vulcan Materials Company, proud sponsor of Thursday Night Lights and Scholar Athletes.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Hero Stadium, and now we are hearing the sights and sounds from the Winston Churchill Marching Band and Spirit Squads as well. The Churchill Marching Band is led on the field now. The rich tradition of excellence continues on. The band is led onto the field by Director Amanda Stevenson and Assistant Directors Joseph Espinoza, Rick Astorga, and Ray Ramirez. This year's band has 150 members. Drum majors for this year are Hannah Spites, Madison Bookman, and David Ruiz. The theme for this year's UIL show is It's Tough to Be a Buck. The Chargers Band First Marching Contest will be next weekend up in Midland for Bands of the America, and then they'll continue with the contest season up in Austin, and then follow up with another Bands of America contest right here in San Antonio. They also have 4 students advancing to the area state jazz auditions. The Charger Band would like to thank all of the parents, administrators, and band programs at Bradley, Eisenhower, and Jackson Middle Schools for all of their support. As they continue to get set up here, we'll listen into them as they begin their halftime performance. Always great to hear from both bands during halftime. Best of luck to both the Churchill and Clark High School marching bands. Now it's once again time to vote. If you'd like to vote for the Churchill band, text band 8 to 44332. That's band 8 with no spaces to 44332. Complete texting guidelines. Once again, head on over to the CW35.com. Thanks again to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant. Stick with us right after the break. Don and Chuck getting you ready for the second half as the Gucci Bowl 2021 edition rolls on.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Lights, Heroes Stadium. It's the Gucci Bowl. Clark has lost 11 straight meetings to Churchill, but the Cougars lead at 7-0 in a good game. As we take a look at our Taco Cabana first half highlights, the Clark defense has bowed up here, pitching a shutout, Chuck, here in the first half.
Yeah, you see big number 41, Jake Morales, on a couple of these plays here, and then nice play there by Ethan Rayfield, the safety coming up, and it's just been a lot of Clark Cougars in the backfield. And then when the defense was doing its thing, good counter here by the Clark offense playing complimentary football. Get the touchdown from Chris Gertz, and a huge play by that Churchill defense when Clark was driving late in the first half to stop that up and turn them over on downs as we take a look at the halftime stats here on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights.
Clark dominating the rushing game, keeping Churchill to only 8 yards. When we come back, we'll kick off the second half of Gucci 38. We're back, time for our Rhino Roofers second half kickoff. Here's Mitch Erikellian for the Cougars. Back deep for Churchill, Ty Webb and Harold Relaford. And that one's kind of mishandled by Relaford. Now he's got some space. He's across the 20, all the way out to a 22. Good speed to get out there as we take a look at that Charger drum line. It was so impressive at halftime. Look at the student section, man.
They're jacked. I'm telling you, Don, if I was the track coach, I'd be out here recruiting band members. I mean, they were running all over the place and showing unbelievable speed.
There was a trumpet player that was Usain Bolt.
Very impressive.
All right, let's get going here. Second half action. Churchill down 7-0. It's a South Texas Votech first down for Merrick Manwaring, the Charger QB. Clark showing a little blitz off the edge. Manwaring pitches. And a nice little game, breaking free. Breaking tackles is Cade Garza, who's done a nice job coming in to get some carries here tonight. Churchill loves to hand it to Traymon Moore. He's been their guy most of the season, but Garza's come in. He's a sophomore, and he's been productive.
Yeah, Churchill doing a lot of stuff with their running backs early in the year to try to see who was going to be the guy, and I think they've got some good ones here, and Trayvon Moore has been the guy so far, but that was a good run right there.
1st and 10.
Hello.
That one just miscommunication. Ball's out. Clark says they've got it. Do they? They do. The Cougars get the turnover. Luke Gertz coming up with the football, and that's just a play where Manwaring handed it off and completely thought that it was in the hands of his running back. Garza was going to block the whole way, and the spacing wasn't great, and Gertz was right there to pounce on it. So a sudden change with some momentum going Clark's way here. See if they can cash in. South Texas Votech first down for Lee and the Cougars. They'll hand it off to Gertz and wants to string it. Gertz is run down by Ty Webb, but he picks up some yardage on the play.
Now we'll see if Clark can take advantage. You know, both of these teams doing a really good job being methodical with their offense. The defenses have done a really good job, and we talked about the turnover battle early in this game. Might be a deciding factor. We'll see if Clark can take advantage. That was a huge gift to start the second half.
2nd down and 5. Lee making sure everybody's got it. 2 split left, fires right, caught. And Churchill pursues nicely as Ethan Reed. It's a short gain. Picks up maybe 2 yards. We'll set up 3rd down and a long 2. We'll call it 3.
Yeah, Cooper Kuntz getting out there, just a sophomore, making a great play in the open field. He had an interception return for a touchdown against Alamo Heights earlier this season.
Clark trying to capitalize on a Churchill turnover here early in the second half. Little direct snap to the running back. That's Nikos Varelis. Churchill thinks they come up with a turnover. And it looks like the officials are going to sort this out. Looks like it's going to stay Clark football. It'll be 4th down.
Wow, Cougs catch another break too. I mean, a chance for Churchill's defense to make a stand and come up with a turnover on their side. Game of inches, right?
No question that, you know, these guys are going to go for it here. We've seen it in high school football the last couple of seasons. I don't know if it's analytics or what, but very few teams do not go for it on 4th down. It's going to be a direct snap here, a wildcat to either Gertz or Varelis. They're both back there. Now we have a whistle. Let's see if there's a timeout. Nope, we start the clock. So here we go. Gertz and Varelis in the backfield, no quarterback. Tough snap, handled, 1st down and more. Bulling his way inside the 10-yard line is Nikos Varelis. Nikos just saying, give me the football, let me do the rest.
I'm telling you, Clark really blocking this up nicely. First of all, tip of the cap, just finding the ears on the high snap, and then Sanchez, Gonzalez, and Sefji on that side of the line just creating a huge hole, and then Barney Rubble doing the rest.
Varelis just punishing Jacob Coolball, trying to come up and make the tackle. There's Gertz. He's met and dropped after a gain of about 1.5. Cooper Kuntz on the tackle. Again, another sophomore for Churchill.
Oh yeah, got a little step on the sideline tonight. Some pep on that Churchill sideline as they try to make a stand here and bow up. Keep the Cougs out of the end zone in a 1-score game.
Lee hands it off inside. Churchill trying to gang tackle Gertz and drags a couple more tacklers inside the 5. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Coolball and Ramzinski with the tackle. As you see, big Blake Dworkin. Churchill will try to hold here with Clark. All the mo after that initial fumble to start the second half. Here's Lee. Gertz next to him. Reed in motion. It's a quarterback keeper all the way for Lee. Stumbles inside the 2 and dropped short of the end line by Cassett Elswick. That'll set up 4th down and goal.
Yeah, Ramzinski also doing a really nice job, the newcomer of the year in the district last season, coming up to knock Nick Lee off his feet, but Clark just playing good old-fashioned ground and pound here on this drive as they try to stick it in on 4th.
All right, it's that same wildcat handoff inside. Touchdown Cougars! Nikos Varelis again with some tough running. Clark just smash mouth football, take a 2-touchdown lead over Churchill.
Well, good complimentary football by the Clark Cougars. Get the turnover and then go right down the field and get the stick. Again, this is just tough guy and tough guy right there.
On for the extra point. It is good. Mitch Arakelian adds the point, and Clark, after losing 11 straight in this series, has a 2-touchdown lead here early in the second half of the Gucci Bowl.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
Welcome back. 8 plays, 34 yards. Varelis finishes off the drive with a 2-yard touchdown run as a line drive is fielded by Harold Relaford. He's looking for somewhere to go, and he's in trouble. Relaford keeps his feet. Now he's dropped even further back inside the 5. What a great job by Diego Alexander, and we're back in 15.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
Back Churchill in a hole now, 14-0. They'll spot it right at the 5-yard line, and Chargers have had a hard time moving the football against this Clark defense.
Defense, unsportsmanlike conduct, receiving team, penalties offset, first down.
Yeah, these games, Don, every week we see it, right? I mean, a play here, a play there, and the scoreboard looks completely different. And right now, that little mishandle on the snap, or excuse me, on the handoff exchange, or whether it was a pull or a run, Clark taking full advantage, and now we'll see what the Chargers do with this next opportunity.
Tell this means something to those student sections. Good energy out here tonight at Heroes. Churchill will run here on first down, straight ahead for maybe a yard. Good, again, team pursuit by that Clark defense that has really done a good job of having multiple tackles for loss. Jake Morales again leading the way.
Big old number 90, Ben Gibson getting double teamed out there. Guys playing whistle to whistle. You gotta like it. Churchill had a couple of guys and they're all going at it. Yeah, let's go.
Gertz really setting the tone, he and Varelis, with the way they run. And right now, Manwaring is running for his life, throws that, and that's picked off.
Ball hawking Ethan.
Another huge turnover for Churchill deep in their own territory. That's his 3rd interception of the year for Rayfield.
Remember that one he had a couple of weeks ago, Don, that was the pride of Twitter? The one-handed stab that he made, it was unbelievable.
We've got a flag down, though. Let's see what happens. Was it after the return? I believe it's still going to stay Clark football deep in Churchill territory. And
dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, 15 yards, be first down.
You know, this is going to be a penalty on Clark. Where does the roughness, if it's on the quarterback there,
it wasn't there.
If it is, wouldn't Churchill get another down? Because it's not before the interception if it's right there. Huh. Unless they believe that that ball was intercepted before the contact on Manwaring. either way, it's Clark football to Churchill 30, and Lee boots out to his right, wants to throw it, being pursued. He's in the grasp, throws it out of bounds, and no worse for wear there. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Lee.
Brock Ramzinski all of a sudden dialing it up to a whole nother level for this Churchill defense. This young man, how many times have we called his name in the last 6 or 7 snaps? He has come alive.
And you know, Clark just has been the physically tougher football team, and it's all been set up by the way their running backs bludgeon you with an intent. They're running over people and they're talking smack at the end of the runs. Here's Gertz again. They're looking for contact, and that kind of intensity is carried over to their defense, and they're putting a lot of pressure on Manwaring, and it's led Churchill to a couple of costly turnovers.
Chargers, I'm sorry, and the Cougs, of course, missing Luke Childs, their senior quarterback, who got hurt in the Reagan game, punting of all things, but yeah, they hope to get him back at some point during the course of this year. But as you see, that resume pretty well loaded, and then try to top that 100.3 GPA, Don Harris.
Yeah, I was a few points short of that at my.
Dude, they could have probably taken your GPA and my GPA.
And combine them.
We might have gotten close. There he is, big number 14. Trying to rally the troops on the sideline.
They're in good hands, though, for the future with Nick Lee, the junior, who's getting some quality playing time and doing a nice job of running this Clark offense.
Yeah, I saw even Philip Metzger down there, the sophomore. I mean, they got really good size. They got quarterbacks that can move, and they've got good arms on top of it.
4th down here, though. Lee fires, got a man wide open, overshot him again, and Lee is beside himself. He 3 or 4 times tonight, he's had guys that just a little adrenaline rush there to throw it deep. Ethan Reed, the intended receiver, it's incomplete. Churchill dodges a bullet, gets the ball back with 4:44 to go. So the Charger defense holds, gives the football back to the offense. Still only a 2-touchdown game, plenty of time for Churchill, 4:47 to go. Manwaring keeps himself, and he's drilled again. That ball may have come out too. Ethan Reed has the football, and they're going to give it to him. Ethan Rayfield, excuse me. Another turnover. Rayfield had the pick, and now on the very next play for Churchill has a fumble recovery as Manwaring put it on the turf.
Ethan Rayfield having himself a outstanding season all in one night on these last few plays. I mean, that's 2 turnovers produced by one guy. Hello.
Uh-oh. Clark with a hard time. Did Churchill get it back?
I think they
did. I
did.
think the Chargers did.
How about that? Churchill coming right back, and look who it is, big number 44.
Anything you can do, I can do better, says Blake Dworkin. Check it out. Let's see the first one. It wasn't Manwaring. He was replaced in the lineup by Ryan Vigil, who was running the Wildcat there. And then Lee can't find the ears. And it's Dworkin with the recovery. Man, oh man.
'44's had a nice game too, hadn't he?
Chuck, what's the over-under on the hat trick here? For 3 straight fumbles.
Not happening. I'm going with the whatever.
Manwaring tosses it. Cade Garza with some positive yardage for Churchill. And again, with this craziness here, it's still only a 2-touchdown football game.
So now all of a sudden we see Churchill going with a little bit of different look here with the running game, going with Cade Garza, the sophomore, who's gotten the bulk of the snaps here in this 3rd quarter.
They've got Justin Castillo lined up as like a heavy jumbo package there. They're going to try to run behind him, but good penetration again by Luke Gertz, the sophomore, having a big game here tonight.
Yeah, these Gertz brothers going to be sleeping on the bus ride home with the amount of activity that they put in here tonight.
3rd down and about 6. Looking at the back of that Clark helmet. Chuck, what's the significance of Clark, Texas? It's not a place, it doesn't have its own police department, right?
My kids are going to really get after me because I honestly don't know the answer to the question. I just know that
maybe it's just a community. They just see themselves as...
They do the student announcements every morning or when they call you from the school for something.
Because all I know is every time I go to Clark, I got to go through Chavano Park, Texas, and that's where I'm watching my speedometer. At the timeout, 2:58 to go. We'll take it with them. Clark 14, Churchill nothing here in the latter parts of the 3rd quarter. As Ford is running for his life again. A little Archie Manning impression.
Shoot, Archie Manning wishes he could do this.
Look at this.
Wow.
After all of that, he's fun to watch. That was fun. Flashing back here. Trenton Ford for the Cougars as man-wearing unloads again under pressure. Ryan Vigil, the intended receiver, and this young man is taking a beating, and Vigil's down as well, slow to get up.
Again, we said Vigil had been nursing a little something that he got last week, but Tyler Harold, Ben Gibson, Jake Morales, and then Espino, Rogers, Green, and Gertz. In your 4-3 Clark Cougar defense, a lot of activity in that box from those fellas. And then you've seen what the back end has done, especially with Rayfield back there turning over Churchill.
So Van Proyen on to punt it away. The sidewinder gets off the kick. Another boomer all the way back to the 15-yard line.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So, I put out the APB to my kids. Like, where did Clark, Texas start? My son just texted me and said, no idea.
Well, we've done our crack research team doing some, as we look at the Smile Cam brought to you by Reese's Dental Braces. Funky Cold Nick Medina has found Clark, Texas in area code 77327, just south of Livingston over in the Big Thicket in East Texas, north of Franklin.
I know Dr. Jerry Woods would always say, welcome to Clark, Texas. I don't know if he started it, but I don't know. It's got a good ring to it.
Gertz up the middle. Nice 5-yard gain on 1st down. How about that Van Proyen punter for the Churchill Chargers?
He's solid as a rock. Yeah, that's not common.
Second down and 7. Again, it's Gertz busting through short of the 1st down, and that Clark running game, the toughness and physicality of it, an example of that man right there, the running backs coach. If he looks familiar, he should. His name is Nick Smizek. He played in this Gucci Bowl for the Churchill Chargers, one of the best high school running backs in the area in recent years. And you may not recognize him with the beard, but he was also a star second baseman on that McAllister Park Little League team that went all the way to the U.S. Championship of the Little League World Series in Williamsport, PA. And Nick's all grown up, and concussions ended his career early, but he's doing a heck of a job. And guess what? His running backs run a lot like Nick Smizek ran.
I'm telling you, and hey, don't go to sleep on Nick Smizek. He had that beard as a 12-year-old. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. Remember how good he was on interviews back then?
Oh, he was great. When they lost to California, he had a couple of errors. I felt so bad because we're interviewing these guys like, they're New York Yankees and they're 12 years old. And Nick started crying, and he had the soundbite of the year. He was kind of crying because he was upset that they lost. And he said, well, at least we can still beat them in video games. And it was so sweet. And he embraced the media back then. And, boy, he grew up to be a really tough and good high school football player. Of course, his dad, Kevin Smizek, is coaching football out in Marion. He was the coach at St. Anthony back in the day. And Kevin was a great coach in his own right. Now Nick's following in Dad's footsteps. I know Kevin's real proud of him.
Yeah, I mean, this whole Coug staff has done a really nice job kind of growing up. You know, it's their third year. They've added a couple of pieces here and there, but just an incredible job of getting this program going in the right direction.
But he's coaching against Churchill. When I think of Churchill, I think of Nick Smizek. So it's weird to see him coaching the other side.
Speaking of Churchill, how big a stand was that by their defense?
False start on the offense, 5 yards, first down.
Their defense keeping them in it.
I'm telling you. I mean, and they've been on the field a lot here in the second half, and they don't show any signs of slowing down. In fact, it almost looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on. Testament to their coaching crew.
So many tie-ins, it's kind of weird to think back. And, you know, you and I both noticed the Churchill team running onto the field still carrying that number 12 Josh Pollard flag.
Yeah.
And of course, Josh's brother was a teammate of Nick on that McAllister team, and it's great to see that the Charger community still supports the Pollard family after the loss of Josh years ago now. Moore carries it ahead for a couple.
Yeah, that was a lot of lessons kids had to learn at a very early age, right? I mean, in the Pollard family too, obviously, but mercy. Yeah, it was. That's really a thrill to see the kids running out there with the Big 12 on the flag.
Yeah, these kids weren't even in high school when that took place, and hats off to Ron Harris for keeping that tradition alive and probably educating these new kids coming up about just who Josh Pollard was. And of course, we remember LLJP lived like Josh Pollard. He made such a great impact on his whole community with his outlook, and still miss him very much. Our prayers and thoughts are with Dan and Stacy Pollard. As we come to the end of the third quarter, Clark 14, Churchill nothing. Plenty of football left.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
We got a good football game. I'm noticing on Twitter people saying, hey, watch TNL. Clark and Churchill's better than the Texans game. A couple of different tweets. And here's the Josh Pollard flag that we were talking about as they continue to honor the legacy of Josh Pollard, who tragically died just a week or two before the season years ago. Manwaring gonna fling it out there. That might be almost intercepted. He was looking for Jacob Coolbaugh, who has been playing both ways. And Ethan Rayfield, a nominee for the player of the game for this Clark defense.
I don't think there's any question about it, right? I mean, he's really elevated the level of his play in the second half. He's been all over the field. And Ethan Rayfield, his brother Jacob Rayfield was a star on that Clark Cougars baseball team that was a perennial playoff team and recently graduated. So get that Rayfield DNA going tonight.
It's a fake to Van Proyen. Cameron to the 50. Cameron Van Proyen down the sidelines, out of bounds at the 30, and a first down for the Chargers, and the punter's got some speed.
How about Ron Harris? We're not done yet. Man, what a time to break out the playbook, especially after this young guy's bashed the ball around the field with that leg.
And look at the speed by Van Proyen, and there's Daddy Goose. Fired up.
Very nice.
The Goose and the Gosling.
all of a sudden, this game has kind of turned a little bit, right? You feel momentum kind of go over to the Churchill side as they try to get a scratch here.
Well, it's kind of weird. It threw me off because he's been rolling to his right to do that kind of Australian punting move, and he took off left, and he's got some wheels. We'll take the timeout with him. Churchill on the move, down 2 touchdowns. Welcome back. The smile cam, the lights are out as the student body's having a great time here as Churchill's got a new set of downs, and he got a man wide open, and it's caught and dropped right through the hands of the intended receiver. Ryan Vigil playing quarterback here, and he had Landry Miller, and it just couldn't hang on. Oh, check that. Baron Gardner, the senior, had a shot at a score right there, just couldn't hang on. And you know what the beauty of social media and texting is? We ask here in the booth, and you answer. I got an answer from David Molesky, coach over at Holmes, and you got a text from Miss Byzantine, who also great coaching legend here in San Antonio. And it started, the Clark, Texas thing we were talking about, started with Coach Mike Robbins way back in the day. God, what a legend he was at Clark. And so, Coach, I hope you're watching out there at Tapatio Springs. The Cougars up 14-0 as they drop, and then that ball was down. So it'll be 3rd and 17.
Man, I'll tell you, these defenses have really come to play tonight. I mean, Clark's been all over the field, obviously, with that big goose egg on the board. But, I mean, Churchill, dude, Clark put 35 on that Brandeis defense that we saw in week 1.
Yeah, both defenses playing great. Manwaring under pressure again and dropped. And Churchill's going backwards. Michael, check that, Renzo Espino getting through.
And they got a bunch of guys. Jack Green, we've already talked a lot about tonight. And a direct quote about Renzo, darn good football players. We take a look at our Monarch Trophy Studio Thursday Night Lights trophies that somebody's going to get tonight. And obviously got quite a few candidates on both sides of the ball for this one tonight.
Van Proyen not going to fake this one. Instead, a nice high kick, trying to kill it inside the 10, and it's dropped at the 3. Cameron Van Proyen putting on a clinic tonight on how to boom them when you have to and how to down them inside the red zone when you have to. 14-0. Clark, Churchill's got the football back. It's our Thomas J. Henry band cam as we take a look at the Clark Cougar band. They're backed up inside their own 5. Lee turns and hands, and Gertz breaks a tackle that would have dropped him close to a safety, but you should just see the strength of Gertz making something out of nothing, getting out past the 5.
Yeah, it's just amazing physically how different Clark looks this year than last year. I mean, obviously a lot's going to happen. You know, remember last year, Don, they had 7 sophomores starting on offense, and a lot of them got hurt. But they threw these guys to the Wolves, and man, walking around before the game, it's like, geez, these guys have really bulked up and grown up a little bit, and every bit looking the part tonight so far.
Saw Nick Smizek there signaling the play in. They bring the man in motion and pitch it to him. Coming this way and breaking another tackle. Still on his feet. Outside the 30 is Ethan Reed. Big gain for the Cougar defense with just will. And some speed, I might add.
Yeah, blocked up again. Clark's been really good now, just kind of exerting their will up front. And Ethan Reed, the senior wide receiver slash DB slash picking up big play right there for the Cougars.
That's a Cowboys AC first down for the Cougars, trying to run some clock and run this game down with a 2-touchdown lead. Varelis goes in motion. Lee wants to throw. Caught by his tight end, Adams, and that's a nice gain of about 9.
Boy, what a well-timed play that was. I mean, in traffic and on time.
And how about the job of the Clark coordinators to remember they came out early in the game and Lee was slinging it all over the field. Then in the middle quarters, second and third, they kind of settled down and pounded with the running game. And now they're mixing it up with a little jet sweep action and a pass to the tight end. Just a total array of a variety of offensive looks.
They've had to adjust because of what the game plan has been for the Churchill Chargers.
Here's Varelis. He picks up the Cowboys AC first down. Good physical contact by Michael DeHoyo, the captain safety.
Just a good old-fashioned backyard brawl, as you called it early in the game, and that's exactly what we've gotten. I mean, this has just been smashing, you know, especially after the first quarter, each side trying to exert its will on the other.
Another Cowboys AC first down. Again, it's Gertz, and this time he's chopped down low with good tackle again by DeHoyo. As we take a look at Micah Nash in our Beluga player profile. He's a 2-year letterman, plays baseball as well, 3 years there. He's on the Leadership Council, National Honor Society, and FCA, leader all the way around for that Clark Cougar football team. Yeah, think about this, Chuck.
Yeah.
These kids were in the 1st or 2nd grade growing up in the Northside District the last time they saw a Clark team beat Churchill.
It's been a while. Glad to see we got a little spotlight on Micah Nash. Every one of those Nash kids that came through Clark, I'm telling you, were genius level. It's because the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree, and Micah also a very talented baseball player behind the plate, and just he got a really sharp wit too. That's my guy. Love me some Micah Nash. Hello. Just a bit offside.
Just a bit offside. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to let's listen to Fred.
Offsides, defense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
It's fun to grow up in a community and live and work in a community as long as we have, where some of these folks are our friends and they're our friends' kids playing out here, and your kids, my kids played with some of these kids' big brothers, and it's fun, man. It's fun to have this kind of community.
Yeah, it is. Lots of good folks up here in San Antonio and Clark, Texas, too. Churchill as well. You know, I enjoy every year we do this game, getting a chance to talk to the coaches, and man, I really just enjoy Coach Geist. Gotten a chance to meet him over the last couple of years, and you know, Coach Harris, one of my favorites too. I mean, just good, solid guys, know what they're doing, got the best interest of the kids at heart,
and great legacies for the guys like Jerry Comalander, who was the legend at Churchill, and Mike Robbins, who we were talking about, Clark, Texas, the legend at Clark. Still one of the most memorable sound bites of my career was out at a Clark practice 25 years ago, and talking to Coach Robbins about his offensive line and how big he had a couple of about 300-pounders. And I said, well, who's number 70, Coach? Ball's out. Churchill thinks they've got it. And they do.
Won't go away.
And guess who? Dworkin again making the recovery.
And I'll tell you what, I'd pay to watch 44 play. I'm glad I didn't have to, but I would. I mean, this guy's been all over the field, too. Look at him. What a push.
And he's right there to jump on it.
Wow.
And the guy I'm talking about was even bigger than Dworkin. He was about 300 pounds. And I said, Coach, who's number 70? He told me his name and everything, and he goes, Don, he's so big, he goes bear hunting with a switch. The better one, though, was when Wayne McGarity was just a freshman. I'll tell you this after this play. Wayne McGarity went on to play for the Cowboys and still holds the Cotton Bowl record for the Texas OU game for the longest play. Wayne was really fast.
Yeah, he was on TNL, too.
Yeah, Wayne was a freshman. And Coach Mike Robbins says, Don, he's quicker than a minnow can skim a dipper. And I was like, I had to process that. Quicker than what, Coach? A minnow can skim a dipper, like when you go to skim minnows when you're fishing. But he said it so fast. Don, he's quicker than a minnow can skim a dipper. I was like, what? I've heard fast as lightning and stuff like that, you know, like he's so fast. He can get in bed before it turns out the light switch and he can be in bed before it gets dark. But I had never heard minnow can skim a dipper.
Good stuff.
Mike Robbins. Love Mike Robbins.
Do what
Manwaring in trouble again and dropped.
Just going to say, do what you've been coached to do and don't go into business for yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Boy, these Cougs on defense, what a performance. Man, both of these defenses, I'm telling you, I mean, we haven't seen anything like this all year with the defenses both coming at you. And then, again, their ability to produce turnovers and get the ball back to their offenses and, you know, puts more strain on them the other defense. It's been pretty fantastic.
4th and long for Churchill. Maybe their last shot. Manwaring on the roll. Hit as he throws and incomplete, no flag. And the Clark defense will get another turnover on downs, and you got to tip your cap to Manwaring. If nothing else, this kid's gritty. Yeah. He's taken a beating tonight.
He has, and I'm telling you, the Jack Green closing speed is really something to behold. I mean, look at that. Made a decision to go get him and was able to make the quarterback throw it before he wanted to, and then great coverage again by the back end of that Cougs defense. That kid's going to sleep well tonight.
Cowboys AC first down with 4:29 and a 2-touchdown lead for Lee and Gertz and company. And Gertz may go to the house. Can he get to the edge? Tight rope all the way to about the 10-yard line, pushed out by Xavier Camacho. And Gertz may want to split that Player of the Game trophy with Rayfield. He's had a big night. Get inside the Central Med red zone.
Well, you can see why Coach Geist is so thrilled about this running back tandem that the Clark Cougars have. And again, such a young team. Lots of playmakers. And right now, they're just trying to slow kill this clock and get out of here with a 14-0 victory.
They may want to make it 21. This is the Gucci Bowl.
Right? And 11 years of frustration in the Gucci Bowl.
I don't think you're going to see any conservative play calling here. They'd love to run it down and run it in at about the same time. And, you know, doing the game prep for this one, this was entirely possible when you looked at just how well Clark had played Reagan. And they've been in the games that they've lost. Played good teams, like you said, put up a bunch of points against Brandeis as Gertz bulls his way again.
Yeah, I mean, that Reagan game, it was a 10-7 game. And then they lost their quarterback, so, you know, it's tough to kind of find your footing right there, especially early on in the season. But again, you know, I'm prone to hyperbole as much as anybody, but when Coach Harris told me, he goes, look, man, I'm telling you, this is the best 1-3 team in the area. He goes, I dare anybody to look at their game tape and see what they've done and then look at their record and take them for granted. I mean, he would nothing but respect for what they've been able to do. And on the other side of that, Coach Geist says, I know a lot of people are looking at us and they're going, moral victory, you know, the 1-3 Cougs, you know, kind of hung with Brandeis. But he goes, heck, we expected to win that game. And he goes, the reason why we knew things were starting to change around here was the kids were mad. They were aggravated. They were ticked off that we didn't win that game. So there's now a level of expectation for these Cougs that maybe there wasn't there 3 years ago.
Clark in control, 2:51 to go. We'll take a timeout along with them. We're back right after this.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
We're back. There's Nick Smizek, the running backs coach for your Clark Cougars. And he's got a couple of good ones in Gertz and Varelis that we've seen tonight. And here's Lee on 3rd and 3. He'll go to Gertz. He's been the man all night. He's going to be short. Churchill with a good defensive push there. They're going to call him down. No fumble. Cooper Kuntz, the sophomore, in there. And it'll be 4th down and 2. They're going to give him a yard on that one. And play clock still got 22 seconds, so they'll take this right to about 2:02, 2:03 before they snap it.
Jaden May also doing a really good job getting in there. And this Churchill defensive line coming into this game was one of their strengths, and they've certainly held up their end of the bargain tonight. I know Coach Harris was really concerned that Clark was going to be a challenge for them, and they've really, really done a nice job, really at the point of attack all night long.
He takes another timeout, took it to 2:01, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
We're back. Big play here, 4th and 2. Game all but decided, but one more first down for the Cougars here on 4th and 2, and they can just run it out from there. Good crowd, great to see the fans. So encouraged when you see student sections show up for games. Wish we saw more of it all over San Antonio. Flashback to the old days when stands were packed on Friday nights. So it's always encouraging to see this kind of turnout. By the way, the uniforms are loves the jersey on the rampant lion. The Churchill mascot. All right, so he's going to kick it instead. He runs out Mitch Arakelian, the sophomore. They'll spot it at the 19. It's a 29-yarder, high snap. Kick is up, and kick is good. It is 17-zip. Clark is going to win the Gucci Bowl unless something crazy happens here in the final minute 55. And they're going crazy here in Clark, Texas.
As they should.
Does Clark, Texas travel?
I believe it does.
You have to be on Days of Allah to be in the zip code of Clark, Texas, or is it wherever Clark is, that's Clark, Texas?
I think it's basically a traveling caravan. And that caravan's about to get a lot bigger.
I think it's an attitude.
I mean, look at these kids. They got a lot of reason to be excited. Look at that. That's fantastic.
We can tell you about the Children's Hospital of San Antonio with that $5,000 band grant. If you like those, what about those performances at halftime too? If you like the Clark band, text band 7 to 44332. Churchill's band 8. Remember, all season long, the band on TNL with the most votes by text gets the $5,000 band grant, courtesy of the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. So the Cougs pitching a shutout here so far.
Ty Webb is back. That young man, just a sophomore, he's had a whale of a ball game too.
It's going to be fielded right out the 20. And there's some space there if you can get the edge, but that's 26. I thought it might have been Luke Gertz. But instead it was Lamar Hunter Jr. staying home. As we take a look at the TNL top 10, this week's top 10, Brennan's been number 1 for most of the season. Same top 5 as last week. Pretty much the same top 10. Alamo Heights having a great year with Ron Ritteman. Of course, the Peanut Butter Bowl is coming up. New Braunfels in at number 9 this week after their win at the gun last week over Judson with that Cade Wenzel field goal. And Floresville coming in at number 10.
How about New Braunfels and Smithson Valley? That's this week, right?
That's tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Who knew?
That ball's completed. 1:40 to go. Jeremiah Carroll with the reception. Second down and 5.
Oh, look out.
Look out. That ball's out too. Manwaring was drilled. Ball came out. Clark football. Unless they rule it down. Nope, they give it to the Cougars, and that's going to do it. Renzo Espino ends this football game with a recovery. He was the same man who hit him and then turned around and found the football.
Darn good football player. Well, that's the app quote of the night.
Manwaring has had a long, long night. I hope that kid is okay. He's going to be sore tomorrow.
As he has all night long.
He took a lot of shots tonight. Tough kid.
No doubt. Mad respect. Hung in there. Man-sized game, no doubt.
Smithson Valley 34-14 over New Braunfels, by the way. Fourth quarter of that game. As we take a look at the 28-6A standings, Brandeis in the driver's seat along with Johnson at 4-0. Madison's a really good football team this year. Reagan's still undefeated in district play. And you would think that probably holds the rest of the year. Brandeis, Johnson, Madison, Reagan with Roosevelt trying to make a run.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Clark's got Madison next week, so I think
yeah, Clark's going to be
that's going to be a real telling sign for these Cougs to see how far they've come.
And we still have these Chargers one more time here on TNL against Roosevelt at the end of the season. The streak is over. After 11 years, the Clark Cougars win the Gucci Bowl. You think they're excited about it or what?
Yeah, I think they are. Look, Nick Smizek still never lost a Gucci Bowl.
That's good.
That's really, man, I mean, that's cool stuff. I mean, we've been doing this for how long? First time the Clark Cougars have done this in quite some time. Attaboy, Coach Geist and company. That's a quality win and a testament to what you're building in Clark, Texas.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hand out the trophy to the coach, and we'll determine our player of the game. Still lots more ahead here on TNL.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, Big City Plumbing, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
Welcome back to Clark, Texas. Hero Stadium has been transformed by the Cougars, who have never won on TNL, and they may have been on TNL as much as anybody because we kick off the season every single year with the Gucci Bowl up until the last couple of years when it went to a district game. So they've been on all the time. They've seen a lot of other teams celebrate, And Chuck, tonight for the first time in a dozen years, these Clark Cougars are Gucci Bowl champs. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick, who's got the player of the game.
Hey, thanks, Don, very much. I'm here joined by the Clark Cougars and our player of the game, senior safety, Ethan Rayfield. Ethan, congrats, buddy.
Appreciate it. Hey, this for y'all too. This for y'all too, bro. Love you, dog.
Ethan, talk about this defensive performance tonight. I mean, it feels good to finally get off the schneid a little bit, right, against Churchill.
Yes, sir. The squad going out there, played 4 quarters, hard football. I love them boys. I love all them boys right there.
Well, hey, it was a good defensive performance in the first half, but it looks like y'all really put the clamps down in the second half.
Yes,
what was that message in the locker room that made y'all really turn it up?
Just stay focused on the job that we got to do, and that's all we did. We came out here, we worked. That's all we do at practice. That's what we do in the game.
Well, Ethan, how does it? I mean, now you got one in the win column. What is this going to do for y'all for the rest of the district schedule?
Oh, we gonna take this momentum and we gonna win out and go to playoffs. Mark my words.
All
right.
right.
My words.
We like it.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
Ethan, thanks very much. Well,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
congrats. We'll let you get back. We're going to bring in Coach Geist here real quick. Coach Geist.
Oh, yeah, Coach. Hey, guys, hang on.
Coach Geist, this is a first for y'all talking to us on TNL. I mean, how does this feel finally getting one against Churchill?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a good win for us, obviously because it's the Gucci Bowl and all the tradition and history with that. But what's really important to us right now is that we just got a district win, guys, and I'm really proud of these guys, and I'm happy for our community. I'm happy for these guys the way they played tonight, fought through adversity and got it done.
Coach, left the goose egg up on the board the whole game. What was that like, that defensive performance from your defensive squad?
Oh, our defense stepped up when they needed to step up. We had a lot of sudden change opportunities, came up and got it done. It was a great job by our defense to keep that scoreboard the way it was.
Well, Coach, you got that first district win. What's that going to do for y'all for the rest of the schedule?
Well, what it does right now is it gets us that one win, and now we move on to the next game. That's the way we look at it. We are a next play mentality team, and we're a next game mentality team. And so we're going to enjoy this win. But then we're going to go right back to work and get ready for the next one.
Well, y'all had a rowdy student section over there tonight, guys. We'll let you go and celebrate this one. Enjoy it tonight. Good luck the rest of the season. Coach, thanks so much. Thank you very much. Guys, back up to y'all.
All right, no wasted time there as the team sprints over to share it with the student section. Nobody's left. Hero Stadium.
They've waited over a decade for this. Oh, this is good stuff, man.
Good to see school spirit alive and well.
Picture's worth 1,000 words.
And they've already sung the school song, so these kids just waited to celebrate with them. And fun times for the Clark Cougar faithful. And we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll run down the stats here on TNL. A significant night for Clark, Texas.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
The Cougs are off to the locker room, but the fans are still celebrating the big win for Clark over Churchill, the 38th meeting of the Gucci Bowl, the season series now, or the all-time series now, 21-15-2. Clark getting a big win. This was a even series for decades, and then Churchill ran off the 11 in a row, and tonight Clark breaks that streak in a big win for Clark.
Yeah, I mean, just a really tough physical football game like you would expect from most Gucci Bowls, although this one had a little bit different twist. I mean, this is a little more of a slugfest than we've had in terms of just pure grit by these defenses, really doing a nice job. But, you know, talking to Coach Geist this week, he said, you know, watching these kids evolve now in year 3, they know what we want to do, and they go out and do it. There's no complete mess-ups anymore. They miss the tweaks, but they're not missing the stuff that they were missing the first 2 years, and it looks like, you know, what we expect them to do, and their kids feel good about what they're trying to do. It said, you know, we went into spring ball. They didn't even do a spring game, Don. They just scrimmaged, and this was about doing something fun at the end, and instead of doing the scrimmage at the end, they just took every single day of practice. They had 18 practices. They used every single one of them, and they feel like they're so far ahead of where they were last year at this time, and obviously it's paying some dividends here in 2020.
Obviously, what a big win for the Cougars. All right, now it's time for My Collision Center, the collision of the game. We saw it early, and it was Varelis just trucking Jacob Coolball, who got it at the end of that play too. I don't know if you saw that, but just a massive hit.
Yeah, Jacob's defense, man, he's going for the strip there too, Don Harris.
No, Jacob's a heck of a player.
Oh yeah, had a pick 6 earlier this year. I mean, that's just 2 guys going at it tete-a-tete.
And he came out the victor. Now it's time for our Big City Plumbing play of the game. Play of the night. And it was the fumble recovery. There were so many turnovers. Let's just give the whole play of the night to the Clark defense. There were a lot of them. Ball was out, interceptions, turnovers, fumble recoveries. Ethan Rayfield, our player of the game. And something tells me there's going to be a party this weekend over in the Clark neighborhoods. Cougars over the Chargers. We'll come back to wrap it up after this.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back. Our final score, Clark 17, Churchill 0. The streak is over as the Clark Cougars end that long drought here at the Gucci Bowl and win Gucci Bowl 38 by a score of 17-0. Right now it's time to take a look at our Taco Cabana highlights. And Chuck, defense, the name of the game in this one.
Boy, you're not kidding. On both sides of the ball, really impressed. I mean, this is neither team an easy team to slow down offensively. And man, Clark's team speed, especially on the back end, really showing tonight. But again, these guys, both teams living on the other end of the line of scrimmage all night. And then when Clark needed it most in a scoreless game, took advantage and got a touchdown from Chris Gertz.
Yeah, it was a 7-0 game. Still very much a football game at that point. Varelis added the second touchdown, but it was those second half turnovers by Churchill costly as this game got away from them early in the third quarter. They added a field goal, the final score 17-0. When we take a look at the final stats, Chuck, the Clark defense, Churchill's defense did a pretty nice job too, right? But the holding Churchill just 48 rushing yards is amazing.
Yeah, and the turnovers obviously the biggest thing. We talked about at the onset that Churchill was going to have to play a clean game in this one, and that's what they expected to do. But again, the biggest thing for Clark was when they got those turnovers, they were at least able to cash in one of those for a touchdown. And then, you know, obviously dominating the rushing game certainly didn't hurt their cause tonight in this football game. And on the back end, I mean, 16 first downs to 6. It speaks to the time of possession too for Clark, which they really owned on that scoreboard tonight.
Yeah, turnovers, I agree with you, the most costly of all. Hey, we're coming back with a great game next week, but this weekend we just got some great football as well. We got Notre Dame football on Fox against Wisconsin. Iowa State Baylor is the Big 12 game. That's 2:30 p.m. on our family of networks. Then this week on Sunday on Fox, a doubleheader. You got the football team against the Buffalo Bills and the Tom Brady and company against the Rams. And on Sunday Night Football, the Packers and Niners. There's always drama following around your Green Bay Packers, isn't there?
No, it's the granddaddy of them all, Packers and 49ers.
Next week, shades of Thomas Lott the Sooner legend who played at Jay, or Priest Holmes from the Marshall Rams. An old San Antonio rivalry coming back. Boy, these schools have been around a long time.
Marshall's off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, they are. Jay and Marshall next week on TNL. Well, it's been fun. Clark beating Churchill tonight 17-0. Our executive producer is Dean Radla. For Chris Kotfas, who does everything for TNL, the director in the truck, Brian Watts, Chuck McIntyre, Zach Hedrick down on the sidelines, in the booth here, our statistician extraordinaire, Nick Funky Cole Medina, and intern Jeffrey, who's no longer an intern. I'm Don Harris. It's going to be a dad, Jeffrey is. We'll see you next week on TNL. We leave you tonight with some of the great plays from TNL history.
Garcia looking for Salceda again. Garcia fires a bullet, but going the opposite way, intended for number 18, Brandon Banda. And look, it's wide open. Pitch and catch.
Prime goes back to pass and throws a route down the sideline. Got a man, and it's caught, and he's gone. This is going to be a 99-yard touchdown to Jawan Anderson. 99 and a half, as Dandy Don would say. Touchdown, Hurricanes. Pitch it again, and look at the speed to get outside, cutting it back, and uh-oh, he's got in space. One man to beat, now he's gone. Bruce Moody is going to break the TNL record on this play. A 74-yard touchdown run, his 5th touchdown, and that will take him to a TNL record of 289 rushing yards on the night.
And the handoff is to Johnson. He's got a lot of room and a lot of speed to the 40. He's not going to be caught. This is Chris Johnson, 95 yards.
He really gives you a great example of his speed, and this is why this young man has rushed for over 3,500 yards in the last 2 years. He's just outstanding.
You impressed as I am at the separation Battles gets when he runs routes? I mean, look at, there's just nobody near him.
Down the sideline, gonna score. Jalen Battles, touchdown Madison. 55 yards.
For the win. Kick is up. Kick is good. Gutari from 48 yards.
What a clutch kick. What a great kick.
You can see the graphic. The last Burbank win over Highlands was way back in 1978. When Kansas's Carry On Your Wayward Son was number 1. Third down and a country mile for Cervantes. It's picked off. Burbank's got an interception and a touchdown.
Are you kidding me? This is something else, this turnaround.
Fakes it, keeps it. Sanchez with room. Sanchez, touchdown Bulldogs. Luna, touchdown. And the Burbank Bulldogs have exploded in the second half.
You're a Highlands grad. But you're all Burbank tonight.
No, I'm a Bulldog at heart, man, I tell you.
I know there's a lot of football lessons in this, but what does this say about life for you guys and your players?
I tell you what, in life, there's going to be some big obstacles, but I tell you what, these guys overcame it tonight. They know they had a good football team that they were going to play against, and they met the challenge, and I tell you what, these are some good men here, right?
This will be the first punt of the night. And well, maybe not. Ward going to take off. Wanye Ward will have the first down and a whole lot more. Touchdown, Hornets.
All right, so here's the Hoyos. Hands to Stevenson. He's going backwards, but he's making something out of nothing, and he gets clear. Look out. Stevenson past midfield, turning on the Jets. Stevenson's going to score. Touchdown, Raiders. Jalen Hughes over the middle. Now he's looking for a block. Gets one, cuts back. Watch out. Jalen Hughes, another cutback, breaks another tackle. What? One man to beat. He's going to get to the end zone. Yeah. Touchdown, O'Connor. Wow, Jalen Hughes.
So again, from the left hash, for the win, Reynaldo Sanchez from 35 yards out. It is up, plenty of leg. It is good. Southside wins it in double overtime. 35-yard field goal from Ronaldo Sanchez. And the final score in double overtime, Southside 38, Brackenridge 35. Pandemonium in South San Antonio.
Welcome to 29-4A, Cardinals.